Hello and welcome. I'm the great Alexander 90, and this is Rogue Legacy. Now, this is a fresh install. I've just gone through and altered the control scheme for the game to set it up. I've played just a little bit of this game, not too much, so I'm not sure exactly what happens in the story or anything else coming through. I know it's mostly like an old school Castlevania like with a procedurally generated environment, and you like to destroy things. It's one thing I've learned. Also, in this game, they have this is the introduction, which you can't be hurt. I don't think you get anything from it. I just like destroying stuff because uh, we just destroy stuff. We're like that. One of the things I dislike just starting this game up is that you can't keybind all the attacks and things to secondary input presses. So you can't use shifts, enters, tab, or anything like that, where my left hand would be using the keyboard, where most of my fingers, where my pinky would be. Usually, what I use for shift on the left side would be for run. Um, Although I wanted to use it for attack in this game, since there's no run button, there's a dash, but you don't unlock that till later, I think. At least I don't have that now. So we just went through there and we hit that guy in the back because I don't know. Anyway, this is Rogue Legacy, and we're gonna start our legacy. Here we go. Now, this is the start. Now, there's a gimmick in this game that they allow you to do, but we don't have anything yet. We don't have any gold to unlock the manor. We have to just go through. Now, I don't know what my first character's name is. It is Sir Lee. He is a knight with 25 strength, 25 magic, and he has some daggers as his magic ability. We'll use that when we come to an enemy. Now, one of the things I know about this game is that they have these nice journal entry things, which you can find throughout the castle, and it gives you a nice little background on the game. I'm not sure exactly what the whole of the journal entries say. I never finished the whole thing in my about 20 minutes of play. Treason! An assassin has wounded my father, the king. In order to bring back to the kingdom, to bring order back to the kingdom, he has sent my siblings and I on a quest to save him. Together, we will venture into the cursed woods and enter Castle Handsome. This cursed castle has stood on the edge of woods since time immemorial. But rumors say that within it dwells an item which can cure any ailment. Tonight, I will get a head start on my brothers and sisters and set forth on my quest while they lay asleep. To fail this quest would be an embarrassment to my name. So our first character that came in here, I think, stabbed some guy in the back. He might have not even been in this castle, for all I know. And he definitely stabbed some guy in the back that looked like the king. So if that's true, we might have stabbed the king in the back. And oh, we've got some blood bolts coming our way. And that's a big eye. I don't want to fight that eye. I took a lot of damage there, unintentionally. Oh, and this is a fairy chest room. Fairy chest rooms have certain objectives. As you can see, the fairy chest objective here is to take no damage as we go through this room. That'll take a bit of doing. And it'll take excessive, man. I might die if I screw this up. But you know what? I think it's worth it. Here we go. And I screwed up. Now I have to run, taking all the damage. And I basically died. Screwed that up. Almost had it. I screwed up the timing at the start there. This is a very unfriendly castle to start off with in the game. And I slipped and was impaled. I killed nothing, and I succeeded in doing nothing. Now, here's the gimmick of the game. We had our useless knight, Lee, and Johannes, the legendary knight. I guess that was our pre-character. Lived 30 years, lived 30 years. 30-year-old. Died and fell. Now, our gimmick is that we can choose our next character, and they all have different stats and things. So we have Lady Winry, who's a mage. She has CIP, which is congenital insensitivity to pain. which means that you won't be able to see your health bar, I think, or you won't be able to tell how much damage you take from damage. It's either one or the other. Also, muscle weak, which means you won't knock back enemies when you hit them. We have Lady Blair, who is also a mage. They get to use their magic attack, and now the magic attack is shown in the portrait right under your portrait. So she has daggers. She has a sword of some sort. Also beards. These ladies have beards and a bows on their heads. She's weak muscles, so she can't knock people back. And this one's stereo blind, which means she can't see in 3D. I think that changes the visual representation of the map a little bit. And we have Sir Johnny the Knave, a risky hero with low stats and high crit chance. Eidetic memory can remember things extremely clearly. This will allow us to see enemy locations on the map. He also has an axe. We're going to go with the Knave because the mages are a very powerful character, but they get upgrades that make them much more useful. At the start, you don't really have the upgrades to use them very well, so we're going to go with Sir Johnny the Knave. Sorry. Also, we got 50 gold. We got 70 gold, so we can unlock the smithy. And there falls our castle. The blacksmith can build the finest equipment in the world, turning you into a venerable, virtuous, violent villain vaporizer. Venerably virtuous, violent villain vaporizer. Ugh. And gather blueprints that will give him an even wider array of assorted armaments for your armory. Alright, we unlocked the smithy. We have 20 gold because we screwed up our first run. Not an intentional thing. Now we'll talk to the smithy. Welcome, hero. Maybe you can help me. I used to be the greatest blacksmith in all the lands. But one day, the monsters of the castle attacked my smithy and stole all my blueprints. Because without blueprints, I can't smash things anymore, and I can't turn them into metal. Without those blueprints, I can only make cutlery and stuff. Please bring back my blueprints you find. Please bring back any blueprints you find, and I can build the most amazing equipment ever. Ever. I can only assume he's giving me like a death stare at that point. At a price, of course. So we have to pay this guy to make our stuff. But that makes sense, because, metal doesn't grow on trees, last I checked. So there's some items here. He has some boots, a helmet, and a sword we can buy if we had the money, which we don't. There's a secondary mechanic with gear that's called weight. And you must go through that. You must have enough carrying capacity to wear the armor. And no matter what character you choose, the weight does not change. So you can choose an incredibly strong character, or like a barbarian, which we haven't seen yet, or a weak mage, in physical strength at least, and that won't change your weight. And this is Sharon. One must pay the toll. Give Sharon all your money into the castle. Well, we have 20 bucks, so can't really be that bad. So let's hope we get a better castle this time. Last one was incredibly bad. We got some really high-level enemies and some very bad rooms. And then, I bet big and lost money. Now, this is only a new journal entry the first time we come through here. After that, it just is a journal of journal entries. Like a journal of some sort. Now, I don't know if this is a dangerous room at the bottom. It might be. A lot of these rooms... Yep, it is a dangerous room at the bottom. Fairy chest, no jumping. We can't do this yet. We need air dash to be able to do that. So we can't get this chest ever. At least whatever is in it can't be that good. That's not a mimic. There are mimics in this game, which you will see in just a little bit. They can look like chests and other things. Well, they look like chests and pictures. I think those are the only two mimics in the game. Also, eyeballs, the most evil thing in this game. They shoot through solid objects, and they track your movement across the entire freaking map. They're incredibly annoying to deal with. That's 100 gold right there. A money bag. Yeah, so very annoying, especially in a room with a lot of them, or one of the stronger eyeballs, which we did see briefly in the last castle we went through, which, that was stupid. Okay. Which had multiple of these guys. Now, every class actually has several upgrades. I believe, there are general upgrades you can get, which upgrade all characters, and then each class has a secondary class you can upgrade them to, with enough money and enough upgrades. Now, the knave, I don't remember exactly what they turn into. I know the mage turns into an archmage, which basically lets you use more magic. Lets you have more than just one magical ability. Which right now we have an axe thing. Okay, there's a fairy chest over here, but we have to be a midget to get it. Because if you look at this wall right here, there's this gray section right there, and that's actually a fake wall. But only a midget can get through there. It's one of the potential abilities that you can get in the game. Or one of the potential secondary stats you can get. So, again, another fake wall. If you were a midget, you could just run under there. And this, I believe, goes to another section of the castle. It does. A very dangerous section. One that we're not going to be going to. Because I think we're going to finish off this section first. There's 4 bosses in this, or 4 or 5 bosses in this game, I think. And each one of them is progressively harder, and you need more gear to do them. Okay, so we found one of these rooms with a journal, so we're going to read a new journal entry. Journal entry number 2. Although I am the eldest child, I am not my father's favorite. I burned down the house a few times. It wasn't my fault. I have always known he planned to leave me with nothing. But if I find the cure, everything will change. The victor will earn nothing less than the throne upon his passing. You know, you could also kill your siblings. This guy is not that evil, maybe? You know, I'm willing to sacrifice my life to find this water, but not willing to kill my siblings for the crown. Upon my ascension, my wife and my children shall move back into the royal quarters. We were kicked out, I guess, at some point, you know. Don't ask me why. It had something to do with a bad bet, some beers, and let's not talk about that poker game. Back at the royal city, where we once again will be treated with the respect we deserve. No longer will we stand for the gossip and petty slander of my cousins. The other dukes shall bow as we pass, but I am getting ahead of myself. Assumingly, he says the other dukes, which means he's probably a duke, which is not a bad position to be in. I mean, you've got a good section of land if you're like that. I guess he has designs on the crown, though. I must keep my priorities clear. Conquer the castle. Find the cure. Collect my reward. His reward, of course, is death. Well, maybe not. But it's probably death. If he's being played by me, it's probably death. Because, you know, wow, that was just bad. Okay. That's right, I've already been in that room. I'm being stupid, playing wrong, playing badly. Alright, let's see. We've got a zombie down there. Killed him. That's not a mimic. Now we can gain our health back. There are several ways. That's not one of them. That's also not one of them. Incredibly bad play, but we're gonna keep going here. I need to get back into the rhythm of this game. I'm sure, you know, that can be done. Sir Kenel, Kema? Kema. Powerful spellcaster, is a mage, has gigantism, so he's huge, and has the conflux. We have Sir Gouda. He's the cheesy man. He's a standard hero. He's pretty good at everything. He's a knight. He has eidetic memory like our last character, and he's ambivalous. He's got 2 left hands, so he can't use magic. That's actually not really what it means. He still has magic. He still has the blade wall. But I believe his spells randomly cast something else, so you can't really rely on them to be useful. But it can lead to some random good things. We have Lady Chun Li, who is also a mage, not some sort of fighter class. She has OCD, which means that every time she destroys something in a room, which I have a tendency to do, she gains some mana back, and she has electrophobia. She's afraid of chicken. We're going to go with our Sir Gouda, the cheeseman. And we have 250 gold. We're going to see what we can buy. But we are going to get the health up real quick so that we can expand our castle. There's an upgrade to the knight. We turn knights into paladins, which allows us to block. I'm going to have to change that keybind, actually. We're going to upgrade that. And, yep. Promote knights to paladins. Throughout rigorous training, paladins have learned to block blows from any direction. So we gain a shield. We can block stuff now. There's equipment up. I think this expands the castle, so I'm going to grab that as well. Yep, it expands the castle and unlocks the architect for 90 gold and the enchantress for 90 gold. So when we get back, to the castle after that, we're going to see what we can do. So, yep, there's the block right there. You can see it. I guess he blocks. We can't move while we're doing that. We're going to alter our keybinds real quick here. I don't want J being a special. I'm going to put that as L. Okay. So we have that. We don't have enough gold to buy anything from the smith. We're going to go back into our castle real quick. It's probably going to be our last character for this first video here. We're going to see if we can't do better. Much better. It's not my... It's entirely my fault. What am I saying? It's entirely my fault that we're doing badly. But we could have gotten better castle layouts, easier sets of enemies, that kind of thing. But bad play is not... it's not an excuse. It's not a good excuse for failing. Well, no. Bad play is an extremely good excuse for not succeeding. But, saying bad play is not an excuse for not playing better. That's what I should be saying. So, I'm going to be trying to play better. I've played badly up to this point, but, we should be doing a good castle section here. And we've got this pile of money. Alright. Not much in that chest, but it could be worse. Now, there are a lot of good, yeah, see, this is an easy castle so far. We got some good rooms here. Some very non-threatening rooms, at least. I hate eyeballs. You are the most evil things in the universe. At least they die in one hit. That didn't work out. Okay. Now, there are things later that will give you health back for doing things. And that's one of the most important parts to a successful run, at least for me, as what I've experienced before in this game. Mainly because I'm just not so good in some terms and ways. Dodging, not so good. But when I get into a groove, I'm pretty good at this game. Though, as you've seen, not so good. Now, I haven't done too... No, I could have blocked that. I could have just... Okay, there are more than one of these rocketers. I didn't know that. Oh, see? You can block. And now the rockets are just aimed in the wrong place? Okay. That's a mimic. Apparently the game just didn't know what to do for a second there, because this rocket shouldn't have been on the same level as the other one when it hit me. Total bullshit. This is my first of few Let's Play videos that I'm going to be posting up, so I haven't had much experience with playing and talking at the same time. And I'm trying to see how well I can do that. I know I've seen other Let's Players do things, and they tend to be less successful than they normally would. Pray for assistance. Yeah, sure. Let me pray for assistance. And I've gotten Sharon's Obol. I don't know what that does at all. And I don't know how to use it. Now, there's no... Okay, that was just bad. There's no shame in running away. If it keeps you alive, there's really no shame in it. So, that's what I did there. I jumped back out of the room because he was about to fire a projectile at me that I wouldn't have been able to stop. Although I do have 2 more blocks left in me. Some chicken! I got 11 more health, yay. And there's a teleporter. There are teleporters in this game. You have to unlock them in each castle. They're usually... The way the teleporters work is there's one outside of every boss room, and then there are one outside of every change to a new area. Now, these guys aren't really that dangerous, because these guys just knock you back when you hit them. You can literally just throw yourself at them again and again, and they don't do anything. These guys are higher level, more dangerous. And let them approach a little bit more. I don't want to get hit by that thing. But I shouldn't, as long as I don't get knocked up. And that's the one problem, if you let them get too close. And I screwed that up. I shouldn't have moved forward when I did. Sir Gouda died, slain by a fury. Should have stayed back in the first part of the castle. Alright, so that's where I'm going to leave off this first video. When we come back, we're going to choose a new heir for our rogue legacy. And we will delve deeper into the castle, become more successful, and see if I can't get into a groove with this game. I've played it much better other times, or the other time I played, so I don't want to disappoint my viewers, and we'll play some more next time. Thank you for joining me. I've been the Great Alexander 90, and next time we'll be back with Rogue Legacy. Thank you, and have a great day.